What's going on? We back. March C Sports Talk. We in the building. And, we got some Lions, ex-Lion players who, basically taking shots at Matt Patricia, and saying that he done worse than Jim Caldwell did a year before with the same core of players. We back. Make sure you hit the subscribe button, hit the bell icon button. Won't miss another video. And, Stephen Tulloch, James Bow, Eric Ebron, and there was one more guy, that was in there mixing it up. Jason Jones from Southfield, okay, talking about Matt Patricia on Stephen Tulloch's post on Instagram, and I got the screenshots coming up, and they right though, basically the Lions went out their way, fired Jim Caldwell, didn't want to give him an extension. They downgraded, and they got worse results with the same core players. And here comes the Instagram post coming up. He say it's a picture with Jim Caldwell and Stephen Tulloch saying that forever grateful for this man, Coach Caldwell. If you ask me, one of the best coaches I ever played for. Whoever hires him with the right staff, this guy's gold. You know what I'm saying? And then you had on the in the comment section, you'll see it come up. The ex-Lions I talked about speaking about how they write, how Matt Patricia was a clear downgrade from Jim Caldwell, and how Jim Caldwell should have got a fair shot. And that's facts. Nobody want to hear about it. You know what I'm saying? This dude was supposed to take the Lions to get them the next step of winning a playoff game, okay? Because Caldwell got them to the playoffs. He had a winning record. Matt Patricia was supposed to be the guy that get them over the hump, a rookie coach that has no experience, head coach's experience, I don't believe. It sounds stupid looking in hindsight. It's kind of like if you ever play FanDuel or DraftKings, your lineup look good before a lock. And then when it lock, you go back and look at it, your lineup look terrible. You know what I'm saying? Same thing. Matt Patricia looked good. It sounded good. He had the New England pedigree. But, when it came, putting fire to the pan, he didn't look that good. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, now he looks like a head coach who ain't qualified for this position. And now ex-Lion players is letting them know how they feel. And they going to voice their opinion saying that they think Jim Caldwell still should have been the coach. And based on this year, that's a fact. And Lions fans and the media and some of the players are learning to appreciate Jim Caldwell. And a lot of people got mad because he didn't go fiery, he wasn't yelling. But I'm like, you had Jim Sorts who was fiery and yelling, and the Lions still wasn't, winning. If he had control, he fixed the discipline problems with the Lions. You know what I'm saying? They had a big discipline problem. He fixed that. So do we got to be rah-rah, yelling and cussing people out and getting, and making excuses? No. If you want a coach that's going to just rah-rah, yell all day and still lose, well, Jim Schwartz was your guy. Matt Patricia is your guy, I guess. But he ain't punctual. He ain't, he late to meetings. I mean, late with the media, mad at the media, holding a grudge against the media, as he should over his rape case a couple years ago, 20 years ago, 30 years ago, whatever it was. So it got off on a bad foot with the media. They never accepted Matt Patricia. Never did. And they went out for his neck from the beginning. I didn't see that coming, I don't think any of us seen that coming from Patricia. Nobody seen that coming. And, it is what it is, man. And ever since then, he ain't been right with the media. He been showing up to team meetings late. I'm pretty sure Jim Caldwell was always on time. It might have been a day or two where he might have been running late, but he was always on time. You know what I'm saying? But, hey, it is what it is, man. Just continue to look at these players' reactions. Diggs, I think that's James Hedable. I think that is, yeah. He says, you go from 9-7 knocking on the door of the playoffs to 5-10 with the same guys. Frog T. None of my business. Eric Ebron say big facts. Diggs say he go back and say James Hedable says all facts again. And then James Jones from Southfield played here for a minute. Seahawks in here said facts. So basically, you know what I'm saying? And they said some other things as well about Bob Quinn as well on that post, man. I should have got them things they said about Bob Quinn. They was blasting Bob Quinn on the post too, man. Let me see if I can pull it up real quick. They blasted Bob Quinn, and rightfully so, man. Rightfully so. And another guy says Bob Quinn a fool for letting him go, and that's a fact. That's a fact. I mean, if they can go out, they could have went out there and got a better head coach. You know what I'm saying? But they didn't. They clearly downgraded a guy that had no experience as a head coach. And now ex-Lions players that not on the team, they can voice their opinion freely. And most of them that's retired, or even with the coach who's a Pro Bowler, most people are voicing their opinion. Jim Caldwell obviously is a better coach. And Bob Quinn obviously made a mistake not retaining Jim Caldwell. Now, Martha Ford loved Jim Caldwell. I don't believe she wanted to let him go. But Bob Quinn wanted to hire his buddy. So do she, if this don't work next year, you know what I'm saying? If this doesn't work next year, does she can Bob Quinn? Was she in the office, fighting for Jim Caldwell, and did Bob Quinn finesse her to fire Jim Caldwell and bring in Matt Patricia? Next year is going to be critical for Matt Patricia. Even with this loyal franchise, they always loyal to bum coaches and bum players. Next year is going to be like very, very critical. It's going to be a must next year that he wins, and make it to the playoffs. Man, he got to be better than 9-7 next year to retain his job and miss the playoffs. They got to be 9-7, make the playoffs. They got to be home field advantage or somewhere. You know what I'm saying, for the first round. He got to make a huge leap next year. And if this thing ain't going in the right direction, if they anything less than 9-7 in the playoffs, him and Bob Quinn should be fired. But hey, it is what it is. Let me know what y'all think. Y'all go to Stephen Tulloch's Instagram. It's the last post that he put up there, man. Appreciate everybody for checking in. One time for the one time. Don't forget, we on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. You can reach out to me at any of those, social media sites. Also, you hit me up in the email if you got a question, business inquiry, or sponsorship, or you can DM me on social media. Want to make a donation to the channel. That link's in the description as well. Much blessed to the brothers and sisters out there supporting our channel. Make sure you hit the subscribe button, hit the bell icon button. Won't miss another video. And let me know what y'all think about the